a little bit. But we don't have feedback in the series.
Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, you can find all the links in the description box below or trainworld.com. And without further ado, enjoy today's video. Hello and good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Train World TV. And do we have another special epic edition tonight? And we have the train titans of the industry around the horn. I don't even know where to start, but tonight is all about Pico and G-scale garden trains, and now even HO and N scale Pico. It's all around the horn. That's right. That's right. So lots of good stuff. I'm Ken Bianco, and pleasure seeing everyone out there tonight. And a lot of people tuning on. So hello to everyone. And to the other side, depending which way you look at, is Tony Cook. How you doing, Tony?
Hey, Ken. How you doing?
And Tony is of Model Train Resource and also Model Railroad News, and also
that's
Trains Annual.
that not me, but that's White River Productions. Yeah, so yeah, my publisher does that. Yeah, no work for me there.
On the flip side is Pico.
Yes, yes, yeah.
All right, and
That's a beautiful lab.
Yeah.
And below Tony is Ken Sr. How you doing?
Hi. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We got really good people here tonight. Great titans of the industry, like Kenny says. That's what they are. It's the big hitters, big hitters.
All right. And next to my father, I guess the two men of the hour, Jonathan Meador from Pico America, and also Dr. Rene Wilfer, CEO of Pico. How you doing both?
Hi, I'm very happy to be in the video again. I especially came over for this video, as you believe. And we'll see how it works.
And I was here anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Renee's always a willing participant. I mean participant.
Yes.
So he always likes to fly from Germany just for our special event. So we really appreciate that. And so thank you for putting on those frequent flyer miles. And do we have a great show tonight? I don't even know where to start, Tony.
Every scale here. You think, Pico, they've got all this G scale out in front of them, which is awesome stuff, but they're about to drop later this year HO and N scale locomotives that are incredible, that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know where do you guys want to start? What do we start with the biggest and go to the smallest, or?
Okay.
Well,
sure. We're going to start with G scale. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And by the way, Ken, I think just out and back on the loading dock, there's a 53-foot trailer, and that must be today's Train World order. So thank you very much.
Renee say, just invoice Train World, ship it out.
Yeah. Pick some nice stuff out, and we'll ship it to you. Yeah. So no problem. We appreciate it.
Most people pre-order now, so half of that stuff is definitely, as soon as it comes in, it's going out.
It's good. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we've had so many new items already this year in G scale. We just picked the ones that just arrived a couple weeks ago, and there's actually even a couple of those missing because I think Train World bought them all. But there's still a good selection here. So we got a neat new little G scale. Is that showing on the bottom of the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 060T saddle tank loco, decorated Rio Grande, and that our great 5-volt smoke system, which really puffs out the smoke, and our analog sound, so it's economical, great reliable Pico power for your railroad, and he's got a lot of cars to pull here this evening. We're not moving anything around in G scale because we got a lot more things to show. So we can do. Let's move to the back row here if you can see all that.
Give me 1 second. Let me just share a picture here. This is that Rio Grande, a little close up, and this is a brand new Raffle from Pico, and really nice detailing and beautiful engine, and it's at a great price point, John. You've done some of these little locos before, and people just love them because it's affordable. It's at a great price point.
Right.
And they have so much to them. The smoke, the sound. I mean, you look at the price, think, well, it can't do all that, and it does. Yeah, it's got all kinds of features.
And over the years at trade shows, the smoke is the thing. You know, people will come by and somebody says, "Oh, it smokes! Look at that!" You know, we're used to it, but for a lot of people, that's really cool. So, and they do pump out the smoke.
Very neat.
Okay.
So go on.
Union Pacific ore cars, brand new in a 2-pack, and that has the little flag logo that everybody seems to love on the Union Pacific. So those are bright and colorful. These are kind of like potato chips. You can't just have one. You got to have like a string of at least 10 or 12 of them. And they just look, the ore cars just look cool, snaking around the curves on your layout. So people love ore cars and just seem to collect them by the train loads. So,
and do those come? I forget now. Ken, are those in 2-packs? I forget how those.
Yeah,
they come as a little set. Yeah.
They are 2-pack, and the ore cars, people go crazy for it, and you could carry, pull so many with your engine, so it's really unique.
Oh yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
And we do have the ore loads that you can pop right into those cars. The ore loads are real lightweight, so they don't make it more difficult for your loco to pull the train. Then behind that is the item to me. Surprised how our product development team had this crazy idea to make transport with a couple of diecast golf carts, and this has gone crazy. So I guess there are a lot of folks that are into both trains and golf.
Yeah, and there are clubs in here.
Yeah, there are clubs in there. So I don't know how much you're going to hit with that, but they're detailed. Rene is one of those golfing train guys, so maybe he needs this.
So, was this Rene's idea or John's idea?
This came from here.
This
Yeah.
is his idea.
I'm going to blame that on somebody else at Pico America, but hey, now that it's a success, I'll take the credit for it.
That is an awesome piece, and it's aimed right at the market. That's folks with garden scale are also probably golfers and such. And how neat to have that in the backyard. All your fly cars with loads, the trucks, the cars, the little like VW buses. Those are always so neat and great collectibles. But this golf cart thing is like a totally different, again, to have little, I see these all over in the little town I live in Missouri. People go back and forth to the country club here because it's a little town of like 2,000 people. So, and my folks always laugh at that when they're like, really, no one arrests him for going out on the streets in a golf cart? I'm like, yeah, it's a little town, nobody cares. But yeah, that's very cool. The golf cart on a flat car is an awesome release.
Jonathan, now you have to make a flat car with golf balls that say Pico. Just keep going.
Okay, we'll get to work on that for next year.
And what's great about that one, John, I feel like this may get new people into the hobby, maybe some golfers, or maybe even some golf resorts or golf places where maybe they want a train layout when people enter their golf outing, in the front of the building. So that would be unique or different if we could start to grab some of the golf market.
Good idea, Ken.
I have a feeling a lot of golfers are going to get this car in their Christmas stocking. So it's a new Pico customer.
Very good.
Kenny, you're going to have to see how many they got left.
I mean, it would be such an awesome, because in the backyard you can build a little like country club, do the little tables, umbrellas, and then the train comes up and they come off the golf car. Wow, it's awesome. I like that.
The train running around the putting green. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, I'm really going to have to work the grass even in G scale to get it down and short enough for him to golf on. But yeah, I that's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. And we have a nice new first car in a new series, the Railroad in the Series. And this one celebrates the Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, the builder of the New York Central. He didn't build all of it. Some of it he took over other railroad lines. But this is just kind of the series will be about neat things in railroad history, things that helped to contribute and made the industry more of what it became. So it's just got some cool history on it, some neat New York Central system map, and some other cool stuff on it. So we'll see what else the future holds. There is another one coming, the real McCoy. And if you know where that expression came from, engineers would specify that it must be the real McCoy, his invention. He invented a lot of things for use in railroads and locomotives, and they didn't want an imitation or a knockoff. It had to be the real McCoy. So that one's coming up just about a month and a half or so. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So
now I got to know, Tony's like an encyclopedia. Did you know that, Tony?
I have heard that. Yes, the real McCoys is not just that TV show with what's his name from way back when. Yeah. Yep. Trying to think who that guy was. No, not Fess Parker. I don't know, but yes, yeah.
Okay, it'll come to you.
Yes. And isn't this Jonathan? This is part of a series, right? Your railroad stuff. Did you have like John Henry? What all? Like how many of these are out now?
American Traditions series, and you can kind of mix those two together about things that are about American history. We've had the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence cars, and the car, and John Henry. And for those cars, we have a phenomenal artist, a fine art painter, who has painted all those scenes. So for the price of a box, you're getting an actual fine work reproduced on a G-scale box. So, pretty cool. So you could mix those two series right together. They would be very nicely compatible. So, and kind of more traditional maybe, nice new Santa Fe Drover's caboose. This does have the marker lights that are lighted, the wheels that pick up electricity, and the lighted markers. And just a lot of details. The door slide open on the baggage section, and that's just a beautiful car and a great way to finish off your either a passenger train or a freight train. So either one.
And you've got matching passenger cars, don't you, Jonathan? For the most of those series, you can build a whole train with the caboose and the little heavyweight or the little open platform passenger cars.
Yes. Yes, and we've had Santa Fe passenger cars for most of a decade. Recently, the past couple of years, have come out with a new, slightly different paint scheme. It's still in the green, but little difference in the logos and things. And that's something I like that kind of adds a touch of authentic look to it, is that real railroads, they strive for consistency in their logos and their decorations, but nothing is all repainted at the same time. So it's consistent, inconsistent. So this gives you the chance to do that. You can mix that with the older Santa Fe passenger cars, and you'd see that on a passenger freight train. There are little variations. They're not all exactly decorated the same. So just, yeah, makes it more fun.
Very
Beautiful
nice.
stuff.
Yeah, very nice stuff. And people love these passenger cars, cabooses, and different series that they keep on doing different road names in. Really nice stuff. They've done a good job with this.
Okay. We may have to find a way to get these other cars into the view frame here. We'll throw a switch. Okay.
Well, we don't use the locomotive.
We didn't turn the power on. Okay. Here, you can have this.
Too expensive, the electricity.
Yes. We're saving money for our Okay. So the next in our series of annual Christmas cars, we've been doing these since 2011, one new car each year. And as folks have found out, some of those older cars are pretty hard to find. If you find somebody, they will want a pretty penny for them, but that's because they've got them and nobody else does. So this is this year's car. Get them, they're only produced once. And the slogan is "Down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound." And you see the nice Christmas living room scene, and then old St. Nick, he's there saying, "Shh, don't make any noise, don't wake anybody up." He's got to sneak in and do goodies. So those are all from the night before Christmas poem, and we keep finding little lines. And some of them, you read the whole poem, and some of those old phrases are so obscure and old English that I don't know if we can use them, but we try to keep picking out a new one each year.
Rene, I thought the line was Saint Jonathan come abound.
Well, I don't need any padding for my saddle suit.
We need him for something else. He cannot do these things.
Well, something else that's been really popular, we've done several of these, is Christmas flat cars with a vehicle with some kind of load. We've had Christmas trees and other cool things. So this year we have a really nice die-cast pickup truck, and it's carrying a sack with neat little miniature Christmas, and I think that's pretty cool. It's got a lot of bling to it. So, and
yeah.
Of course, in those are about that big around.
That's a winner. That's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony and everybody out there, these flats with the vehicles, they are the best on the market. And quite honestly, it's the best bargain for what you get for
what you're getting. Yeah. Oh yeah.
These vehicles are beautiful. I mean, they're not putting on a cheap plastic toy. The vehicles that are on these flat cars, I don't know where Rene finds them or gets them from, but they are unbelievable, beautifully detailed, and they come on the flat car and they fit perfectly. It's just a very, very smooth, streamlined operation.
And yeah, those are heavy die-cast vehicles, so they are screwed down tightly so that they don't bounce around in shipment. And we've got pretty well down to a science, so they arrive in perfect shape. So, okay.
Yeah.
And next up, this is now sold out for the year at Pico. This is our Halloween work caboose, and it's got some really original completely original artwork, just like the box car. This is done by our own in-house graphic artists, and I think this is a great one.
Jonathan, I got myself one.
All right, all right. Is there
I
any
tell
candy
ya.
in it?
Yeah, Halloween is getting more and more popular. People are gearing up for Halloween. They want to see engines. They want to see more cars. They want to make theme layouts now just for Halloween, just like they do for Christmas. Halloween is just growing by leaps and bounds. It's beautiful paint jobs. Beautiful paint jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. The popularity in the last few years for Halloween. And that's Jonathan, isn't that the recently tooled work caboose, isn't it?
The work caboose has been around a little while, but this is definitely the most colorful one we've ever done.
Yeah. And this Halloween, just so you know, if you haven't got your pre-order in, this is a new arrival. This just came in very recently, and Pico America is already sold out over in California. We bought the rest today. They didn't have many left. I grabbed whatever I could. So the quantity is very limited, but it's very cute. The artwork is beautifully done. And if you got your set all for Halloween ready, this is a perfect addition for that Halloween train set you got.
Yeah. And we got about another 5 or 6 different cars in Halloween on a website, and it's just you make it fun. You make the characters really funny, and it's great stuff. Great stuff.
We try to have fun with it. So if you want to, you can check that car out with the metal wheels and the lighting kit to light up the markers, and it's great for holding a little or dish of candy, if not running around your railroad, on your desk at work. So I think it's a great way to share some happy Halloween and some love of G.
Yeah. Are we going to see a mogul in a Halloween? What do you think?
Ooh. You think so? Oh.
If you have the cars, you need a locomotive.
You
need a locomotive. Yeah.
I'll tell you, in old gauge, one of the manufacturers made a very high-end Halloween engine, over $1,000, and you wouldn't believe how many we sold. It's incredible. Halloween has taken off like crazy. The sky's the limit. They'll buy anything there is out there in Halloween stuff. And I think a mogul would do very well.
Okay.
And do a limited edition. Do a limited edition.
Okay. Well, it could be a Train World exclusive if you'd like.
That may be. That may. Yeah. Rene, do they celebrate Halloween over in where you are?
Yes. Coming along. More and more.
Becoming much more like America, where it's a huge holiday, you know. So they keep saying that it's the second biggest holiday as far as what people spend money on. I believe it. So,
really? Wow.
So,
the kids like it because they can go dressed around from house to house and collect some candies and whatever they have fun with it.
And the grown-ups get into it too.
They don't like candies. They like something else.
Oktoberfest is becoming more popular in the States here because the adults like to drink and taste a couple of beers.
Well, if you want to
that would be another box car, Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. It comes with a mug.
A Stein comes with a Stein.
Yes.
Actually, that would be cool. A limited edition Rene custom Stein, and it could be a custom Stein like his glasses, something really cool, different, and you put it on a flat car.
So if it's like his glasses, we'll have to make a new one.
I think he's gonna call up the custom creator of his glasses and see if he could make a custom Stein.
We can make it happen. Okay, well that's all the G-scale stuff, just the latest arrivals. And I know Train World has a warehouse full of other Pico items, new items for this year. So
yes,
we need to kind of do a little change of our set here. So if you guys want to talk and maybe switch our camera off for a moment, and then we're going to get to HO and N-scale stuff, unless you got more to talk about on G-scale.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you guys make a great flyer for the Christmas items and your holiday items. It's just all beautiful stuff. And I like the one-page flyer. Everybody gets to see it, like just flipping the page. There it is. It's all stuff to put around the layout and simply buy. It's and you got these new building kits too for the holidays in G-scale. Those are going to be very popular. Very popular.
They're about 5 weeks away, along with a little resupply on some of the other Christmas items that we already blew through. You cleaned us out, but they're like the Christmas ore cars. Those are coming back.
Yeah.
Was gone. Yeah. So those will be here at the end of October. So we'll have them in your hands in early November, and people can get busy. Those 3 new buildings are kits, but a kit is a fun thing to put together. It's a few hours of fun, and when you're done with it, you get a beautiful model. So especially that station just looks in the Christmas colors with the icicles and everything. So
they look very nice. Very nice.
James had a question on the Halloween work caboose. We just sold out today in our Brooklyn store, so we're transferring 2 pieces from our Long Island store over to Brooklyn. So it will be back up on the website, hopefully by tomorrow or Friday. But the rest from Pico that we bought hopefully should be in by next week if Jonathan really puts in the extra effort and gets it shipped out today. So
that's not up to me. That's up to our warehouse, and they're taking care of business.
Very good. All right. So if you're interested in Pico, HO, and N-scale items, stay tuned. Pico is just going to reset for some HO and N-scale display items. And in the meantime, Tony, we could talk about the Garden Trains magazine and also some other stuff that you got.
The Garden Trains magazine, it's one of the annuals that White River Productions puts out, and this one is 2023 and has just come out in the last month or so. $34.95. It's color, about 100+ pages. It's got how-to articles, just everything on G-scale, and it's a fun thing to kind of get into garden railroading. Just to sample it and see. And I think you've got some of those in stock at the moment, or don't you, Ken? That's one you're carrying.
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. We do have it, and you could also get it from the White River Productions website.
Shop.whiteriverproductions.com, and you'll find it there under annual publications for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. So you could grab it there, as well as your monthly subscriptions for all these great magazines that Tony carries. We also do carry it as well. We got it up on the website for you for people who want something quickly or through our website. But lots of good stuff, Tony.
Is new HO the one? I bet they're going to show us this new Amtrak train set. Do you have those in stock, or those are out now, aren't they?
Yes, those are out. We do have that. They make a lot of HO starter sets, Pico, and both European, and now they're dabbling, like you said, with the Amtrak, with the American stuff. So a lot of cool stuff.
I just reviewed those in the August 2023. That's the first train set of the season. Is in that edition of Model Railroad News. I've got it up there to share this. I think, I've got it up there to share the screen, and you can see it and see what comes in the set.
And for your articles and Model Railroad News, how do they subscribe to get your magazine, Tony?
Oh, you can go to modelrailroadnews.com and then also shop.whiteriverproductions.com and find all the different, I think White River's now almost 10 different publications with Railroad Model Craftsman and Railfan and Passenger Train Journal and Narrow Gauge Gazette and Diesel Era. That it's amazing. Yeah.
Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. Enjoy your magazines. I learned so much about the new product. You would think I sometimes I just don't see it come in the store. Sometimes it just, when it comes in, it goes out so fast. And then when I read about it, I tell my son, I said, better buy more of these.
Yeah. And that truly anymore, that's one of the things on the magazine that keeps it relevant, is the way the hobby is now. Stuff comes and goes so quickly. A lot of folks, you don't get to see the stuff. It's like, oh, is that out? I didn't even get to see one. So that's how you get to see it.
Yep.
And John and Rene, are you guys almost ready, or you need more time?
We're back. Yeah, we're back. We're gonna cut the top of our head off here. Get our camera zoomed in properly. Okay, this is something pretty tiny. We'll go to N-scale first. So this is our first American prototype loco, and this is the little Whitcomb diesel that we've done in HO scale in the past year and a half or so, and that's been very popular. And we've just gotten in a production run, new paints, the Atlantic coastline, just like this, only bigger, and the undecorated black. For a lot of folks want those for their own short lines. Whitcomb diesel. I remember James Wright reviewing the HO Whitcomb, and he was just flabbergasted. The thing ran slower than his little speed measuring device, his electronic speedometer, could measure as it crept, taking seconds and seconds, one tie to the next. So we're bringing that same great operating performance to N-scale. And this is work of engineering art. It's all die-cast metal, so it's got extra weight, but it's this will puzzle some people at first, but it is only driven on one truck, but we've determined that to be quite adequate. And I know, Ken, you had a video. I don't know if you ever posted that at yourself.
Yeah, we'll share it now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
But your head's a little down.
It's okay. Well, you can see Rene. That's good.
You know what? Let me reshare it with the sounds maybe. So give me 1 second.
Okay, awesome. Yes, you got all this under control. So
yeah. Also share.
So the little video on a layout shows a layout where it's about a 3.25–3.5% grade with curve, and a whole lot of other very well-known brands of big locos and N-scale have stalled out on that hill trying to climb up the hill. And I think I see it now.
Not sure if you guys could hear the sounds.
We can't hear, but I don't know if that's coming through for other folks.
Tony, can you hear the sounds?
No, I can see, but we're not getting the audio.
That video where the loco is doing a little switching. Yeah, it should have sound. But we can play some sound here for you, and I think our camera will pick it up. For N-scale, it's pretty amazingly loud, actually. Folks at the NMRA show in Dallas area just a few weeks ago were amazed when this thing was running in our booth, and they were quite impressed with the sound. And it's 3 inches long, so any loco in any scale, and especially in N-scale. So they're pretty amazing. And that single powered truck really does have the power to pull. Towards the end of that video, if you can scroll ahead to that, Ken, that's where it showed the two of them tackling the hill, and I was impressed that it performed way better than some big
there we go
locos.
There we go, Ken.
All
We got
right.
sound.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
And that was just one of the locos pulling out of the yard with a few cars. But like the last minute or so of that video shows some really cool stuff. Yeah, there you go. So folks can find that on our YouTube channel, Pico America. Just search on YouTube for Pico America, and that's one of our most recent videos.
Back in the yard, and our U.S. Army Whipcom found a cousin working in the yard. That's the new Atlantic Coastline paint scheme that is also being delivered along with the USATC. So now you have not just one, not two, but 4 Buda diesel engines, and they make quite a racket. Get out of the yard. By the way, we can advance to speed step 1 and 2, and they'll crawl along all day like that. They will.
I mean, that's smooth as silk.
Every inch of this little model is packed with technology. What's not tied up with electronics and motor and stuff is metal housing to give it extra weight. So.
They're just such a neat prototype too. You know, the center cab. It's such a neat looking. I love that Atlantic Coastline with the big yellow stripes.
And those, they had 2 of them that they got from a little tiny short line called the Franklin in Carolina, and they acquired those when they acquired the railroad. And usually little switchers like this would stay pretty close to one spot, but those actually moved around. They've been photographed down in Georgia, and okay, there I think is the segment where those 2 locos from a dead stop climbing up that hill. So.
And when do the N-scale engines due?
Actually just got the word today from the factory. We should have those in about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, these are, we've heard the sound, but we've not mentioned they are DCC equipped too, right? DCC sound.
The sound versions, the sound versions. There's a non-sound, just straight DC. You can plug in a decoder, or there's the DCC sound version.
That is very loud for an N-scale engine.
It is. I'm really impressed. There is button F16 is a volume stepper, so you can step it down and find it too loud. So that's a good problem to have.
So these we can expect, you say October sometime they may start arriving?
Yeah.
Next
They'll
month.
be
Wow,
a train
nice.
Middle of October. So.
And there's both what the standard DC that's DCC compatible with the plug, and then you've got DCC sound versions, right?
The plug is what's called a Next 18 plug, more of a European standard. But the decoder functions on the sound decoder versions are very American. The function order, you know, if you're used to other brands of decoders, this will be very familiar to you. Things won't be on weird buttons that you're not used to, so you'll be very happy with it.
That's awesome. And boy, for N-scale, I mean, Ken, wow, it runs smooth. It pulls great. I mean, a switcher that size in N-scale, I'd be shaking my head going, well, let's see how it does. But wow, it's impressive.
It was loud. I couldn't believe the sound on it. But I think Rene's can't hear that well, because even his G-scale engines are so loud. Everything, the speaker and quality, everything's very loud and great.
You got to be able to annoy the neighbors at midnight running trains when you're driving railroad.
Good job, Rene.
I don't know how well the camera's picking up, but we just started up the little. Well, I need to move aside so you can see the black loco on on the background there.
And just so everybody knows, I have the HO version, which has done very well. So it's kind of replicated in N scale now.
Yep.
And what are the couplers they come equipped with?
They come with Pico couplers. That's a brand new development for us. We've had the knuckle couplers in HO for quite a while. Our factory was not satisfied with the operation of the couplers. We would have had these models a month or so ago. They wanted to do a little more refinement. I took 2 pre-production samples, the ones they were not happy with. I took those home and put them on my in-scale layout, and the couplers worked better than, way more than half of the couplers on my layout.
Wow.
So that was the stuff they weren't happy with. So I'm eager to see the improved final production versions of those couplers. They should be silky smooth in operation. They're at the right height, fully micro trains compatible. So
very nice.
Mount. And we worked very hard. These are what's called in scale is called a fine scale wheel profile, the NMRA 4.2 standard, S4.2. And no, the train's not moving. Renee's moving the track.
Studio magic.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, Rene, you do an amazing job when you produce stuff. Your standards of quality are way high, and you definitely want to make sure everything is better than great. You know, you just you guys really make great stuff, good stuff.
Thank you.
Absolutely, this will be a head turner in scale. You know, that when this came out in HO, I had a lot of people saying, well, now what about Pico? They make G scale or what? It's like, no, they make tons of stuff in Europe, HO. And yeah, so this is one really a put you on the map kind of thing that a lot of the North American in scale folks are going to really be impressed.
And I'm
surprised
sorry.
at the, I've been really surprised at the interest in the in scale version.
And just to confirm,
okay. Renee's got his toys to play with, so he's happy. So, it's a long way down from there.
Yeah. I like the sound of that N-scale engine. It's different.
And John, just a question. You say Pico couplers, but is it going to be like a European coupler or knuckle on the N-scale?
Couplers. Fully micro trains compatible.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Never let the boss play with the products.
Yeah, this is not my main job. Oh, that just makes fun, huh? It's a really neat locomotive. Very nice.
I don't know how well the camera's picking that up.
Do you hear the sound?
Yeah, we hear the sound very well.
I love that old kind of chugging sound of those non-turbocharged, old, I mean, that's nice.
The Buto diesel engines maybe weren't the most reliable, but they certainly had a very unique sound. And you get them revved up and they sound, we can rev up the prime mover and it's like you're shaking a can of spray paint or something. It's got a real rattling sound to it.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Got a long list of, there's some ladder and headlights, cab interior light, the lighted marker lights. There's a lot of cool features.
A lot of things for a little tiny N locomotive.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of other manufacturers looking at this thing and saying, how in the world did they do that? And it actually runs.
Good. We're still taking pre-orders on these. two different paint schemes. You got the ACL Atlantic Coastline and also the U.S. Army. So you could get it with sound or without sound. Two different versions for each.
And an important note, the ones coming to America, sold through Pico America and our retailers, like Train World, have the American knuckle couplers, Pico knuckle couplers, and they have the NMRAS 4.2 fine scale wheels and fine flanges for operation even on code down to code 40 rail, which is really fun. The ones sold elsewhere in the world follow European standards, so they got deeper flanges and they got openings on the end beams where the European style coupler can swing back and forth. Good reason to buy from your friendly Train World instead of overseas.
Thank you, John.
So
cool.
where in Europe it'll be compatible with what they run there, and in America it's compatible with what we run here. So Rene was touching those and noting the metal handrails. They are just incredibly fine scale. So overall, a really cool model. Okay,
that's amazing and great price on that too. What is it, Ken? With the standard DCs, like what 159 is your price?
Yeah.
And
it's very affordable.
Down, it's 240. I mean, nicely priced for all of that and that's small. That's amazing.
Think of it like a fine watch. A fine watch is a lot of money, and this is not so much money, and you get the precision. Okay, now we have one more thing to show you. Did we mention? Yeah, the HO versions are here. Where shall we start?
No, with yours.
With that one.
Okay. We have two engines here. The KM 4000.
This is the locomotive that just went to the NMRA show in Dallas area. This was what we call the T1 sample.
To take this, which side?
Yeah, this one has the more interesting, the extra. Okay, this thing's been shipped all over the place, and I just took it down to the Model Railroad Club and handed it to people and said, "Here, look at this." So it's been handled a lot, and it was just meant for us to look at. So it's a little beat up now, but still looking fantastic. And this was just to show off where we were, and that was as of early August when this thing was assembled. And we didn't even say what this is, did we?
Yeah, you said KM, but a lot of people don't know what
KM 4000. So
yeah.
It's Krauss-Maffei locomotive.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've been living and breathing this for the past year. So Ken's got a color picture up there. Okay, back in around 1959, 1960, Southern Pacific and Rio Grande both got together with Krauss-Maffei in Germany, and they were all looking for locomotives with more power, a lot more power than what a typical, GP9 was what, 1,500, 1,750 horsepower. And they were tired of having to string 8 or 10 locomotives on a train. So they were looking for something with more power, and they were looking for something that would avoid the I call it pesky maintenance of traction motors and all the related electrical gear, and especially back in the late 50s, early 60s, that stuff was reliable as it is today with more modern technology. It was a lot of maintenance headache. They'd burn out traction motors and burn out relays and all kinds of stuff, and the locomotives had to be in the shop more than they wanted. So the diesel concept was well proven in Germany and all of Europe, and Maffei said, "Hey, we can do this with a lot more power than you've got in an American loco." And then SP and Rio Grande each bought 3 of what were called the prototypes. The Krauss-Maffei, it's the ML4000 for the horsepower, and they were in 1961. Yes, you were going to chime in there.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. They were all delivered on one ship to the port of Houston, and both SP and Rio Grande put them to work immediately. And it almost seemed at times they were trying to do their best to break them. They were really pushing them to see what they would do and what their limits were, and pushing them beyond the limits. But it was very, very common for SP to give these, for 4,000 horsepower, to give them way more tonnage in a train to haul than they would with 4,000 horsepower of American diesel electrics. Give them 20 or 25% more train to pull, because they wanted to see what they really would do. Ultimately, they were not a success in the American market, but they sure caught the attention of fans, and they were completely unique. So, they had two Maybach motors, and between the two motors, there were 192 cylinder valves to keep maintained. That's a lot of valves for an engine mechanic to keep maintained. The engines actually were quite reliable. Crews did not like them because there was a big drive shaft, just like you'll see a universal shaft on a big truck. There was a drive shaft running from the motor right under their feet to the front truck. I'm thrilled with the idea of that huge spinning metal shaft right under their feet. But there were other things. They loved the seats in the cab, so so there are good and bad points. So eventually, both railroads started modifying them almost immediately, and the first issue was cooling issues, and both railroads with different solutions. And the Krauss-Maffei engineers were there, working with the railroad shop crews on a daily basis. They actually sent engineers over from Germany to live here and work and live with the SP and Rio Grande crews. So the first thing was to address cooling issues, and they wanted to pull cooler air from down closer at the bottom of the car body instead of up at the top where you see the fans, the grills here. And curiously enough, that concept just a few years later is not that far off of what became the tunnel motor concept by SP and Rio Grande that EMD used. And so I think it's kind of interesting that EMD grabbed onto that technology, that idea. But this is the as delivered version, just the way that they arrived right off the boat. And of course, they will be fully decorated. Picture there of the SP. And the first ones up are SP. So we're doing all three road numbers. The decoration looks similar, but is not on the three locos. We've captured every little detail difference. The lettering is spaced differently, and there are some other little detail differences. We've captured all of that. And Rene will be very quick to point out that there are over 80 metal detail parts on these. Terrible, terrible.
He didn't want to do this, but this guy here insisted that I don't know whether here are a lot of little tiny metal hooks and holders, so you can pull the roof.
You can pull the whole car body section up in sections, several sections.
Therefore, there are some, what do you call them?
The lifting rings that you're familiar with on American diesels.
Normally, we do this as a metal part because you almost don't see this.
But they are there. So I know they're going to be a lot
I wanted to show this model. He has another model he wanted to show because it looks, because there's some color on. But here you see all the metal tiny things, and over 80 of these little tiny terrible metal parts have to be mounted. It's awful. But maybe you people like this, and we will see. And I hope that you can sell a lot of those items that it really makes sense to do it. So, and now you see the one where you don't see this anymore. We still did it. This is stupid.
Depending on the angle you hold it up to the light. This is actually one of the 3-rail AC versions. This is still a pre-production sample, but a little more complete. And it's all, the metal parts are painted on this one, so you don't see them as much, but they look more realistic. but no angle of this model has been overlooked. The front, the back, even the underside. I don't know if you can zoom in on that there, our cameraman. Let's see here. There we go. All right.
Good job, Tony.
Even the gearbox detail on the bottoms of the truck. I know Tony, when he does a review of this, is going to take photos galore, and he's going to have the model turned upside down even to show off the gearbox detail. Nobody's done this. I don't think you've seen any other high-end American diesel with this kind of detail. The full brake rigging on the trucks. There's so many parts in the truck, just the trucks alone. So this model has hundreds of parts, not just the 80-something metal parts, but a lot of other parts too.
It's an incredible prototype, Jonathan, and you guys have just knocked it. When you first announced, you said, "Man, I've got a project we're working on," and when you shared the news with me, bam, my head exploded because this is such an awesome prototype. I love this beast of a locomotive, and yeah, this looking at it, I've got a big picture up here on screen that Ken Jr. is sharing of those truck side frames. Those truck side frames are just crazy with all the detail on it.
Yeah.
This is an amazing piece you guys have done. I can't wait to see these.
Yeah. And I know you'll do phenomenal photos, so it'll look spectacular in Model Railroad News.
and you guys really did your homework. What you worked with, I know Bob Zink, right? Or Robert Zink that did the book.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob is a great guy. He knows these forwards and backwards. There's a hardcover book he did for the Southern Pacific. There it is. That book for the Southern Pacific Society. Get that book if you're into these locomotives. There's a new version or a new updated version coming out. But it'll tell you
coming out.
Yeah.
Update from his work on this project.
They're fascinating. And this is it's such a neat, amazing piece. This is one of those I never thought we'd ever see this done in this level of quality in HO plastic. Right. It's amazing.
Well, they've been done in brass, but I think these models are more detailed than the brass models even.
Wow.
And
Jonathan, you mentioned before they made this in Rio Grande also?
Rio Grande had their 3 as well as SP. And we have tooled up for all the detail variations. And they started adding grills to the bottom. Rio Grande did different grills than SP. So you won't see Rio Grande this year, but good things come to those who wait. So Southern Pacific, as delivered, just as it came off the boat, is what we got for this year. And I'm hopeful we will have these in stores by early December. There'll be a lot of Christmas stockings waiting for them. So
that's so awesome. Yeah, I'm showing the nose now. The SP's got that gyrolite there between the number boards up top. The Rio Grande has the more typical like E unit, F unit bezel headlight, but this first one is the SP prototype out of the 6 came across and 3 went to SP, 3 went to Rio Grande, and so this is the Southern Pacific accurate.
And I think there was a GM&O, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
No, you're thinking of the Ingalls shipment.
Yeah, that's the Ingalls. Ken gets me all excited. Now he's talking. There's going to be a GM&O one. No. Wait a minute.
Almost had Tony going there. Yeah. They were exclusive to SP and Rio Grande. There actually were for a time Rio Grande locomotives when they sold their 3 to SP. There were Rio Grande locos in Rio Grande colors, the Grande Gold with the silver and black, but with specific lettering on them. Just a huge variety of paint schemes as well as detail variations. They moved, they did internal modifications, so they had to move the air tanks to the roof. And at one point they were in the middle, and at another point they were in the rear, and all the piping that goes with moving those. We've captured all of those details. The SP ones have sunshades, the Rio Grande ones don't. The Rio Grande ones actually have a huge headlight housing that sticks up above the level of the nose. I think you're going to be impressed. We filled up, I think there's one slot open on our 28 function decoder still. So we have just about every imaginable sound, every lighting feature, from the headlight to not one, but two different gyro lights on the SP, indicator number boards on the SP. They're indicator boards with the train number. The class lights, the red, white, and green lights that can be changed digitally, and reversing light. Oh, yes. Also, the engine compartment light, which is necessary to show off the engine compartment detail. So when you look through those portholes, you will see the detail of the two Maybach motors lit up nicely with the lights shining through the portholes. That's in the model. We went to the extra effort to mold all that in. Cab interior light and control stand light, so you can show off nicely the cab interior detail. Pretty amazing model, I think. So,
did the windshield wipers move?
It's California, it never rains.
Beautiful piece.
The air intake grills. This new model on this one that it went to the NMRA show. These were a metal temporarily. These now are see-through, photo etched louvers, and you see the detail behind them. The filters behind them, the fans. Just incredible detail. I think you had a top view. Incredible detail of the fans. Those are free spinning fan blades, and the grating on top of the fans is about as close to scale size as you've seen anywhere. So there's a lot of details.
Yep.
Too many.
So too many. Scale size handrails, which HO market has seen improvement in that in recent years, but these are incredibly fine scale handrails. So, wow, yeah, it's going to be a cool model. And 22 ounce weight is the projected weight.
Wow.
So it's going to have some heft for pulling power. Folks are concerned from a European manufacturer that, wheels will be, yes, they're RP25 wheel profile, so they will run on your even down to code 55 rail, so code 100, code 83, even down to 55. These are the Pico knuckle couplers, and even new improved version, perfect height. It's a scale head coupler, so maybe a little bit smaller than the traditional KD. But fully compatible with those and with the scale head size couplers. And it's even got nice detail on it. We worked long and hard on that, and very smooth operating, of course, fully body mount. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
What else would you like?
Zoom in.
Feel free. Our cameraman, Josh, is in, so, okay. You can catch it there. I don't know if that shows it off very. Okay. Oh, there we go. So pretty amazing model. I know you got a lot of back orders, Ken. So
yeah, a lot of people seem to be very excited about this early on, and I don't even think people know what it is yet. I think people, once they see it, they're going to say, what is that? And once they see Tony Cook's article in Model Railroad News, and they're going to be shocked. They're going to say, wow, what is that? I got to have that thing. And actually, I think Tony did a old article in HO Collector about the Krauss-Maffeis, but it's a cool looking engine, really.
I mean, it's one of those holy grails for a lot of modelers because it was that old AHM import in the 60s, but it had the big pizza cutter flangers and the details very crude. I mean, again, so this is one that guys have for years and years and years tried to make into something because it's such a neat prototype. And yeah, there's a model, but not really. And this is, again, mind blowing that this is being done to this level. It's incredible.
Yeah, and the pre-orders have been very strong. If you're interested, make sure you get your pre-order in, because I wouldn't be surprised if something like this gets sold out and it sneaks up on you. Really nice. And Southern Pacific, everybody wants something Southern Pacific. It's going to be really popular and something totally unique, different for the HO market. I think a lot of people, everybody has a F unit or a GP, whatever. Now it's like, this is totally unique, different, almost as unique as Rene's glasses. But,
coming back on the back order, so we will ship the air to the US, and I think it will arrive maybe end of November here.
Wow.
And so get the orders in, because we will probably ship only the quantity we have in order. And if the other items will come, they will come then from Germany. And this takes a while, because we are not going to ship this to Germany. So it has 6 weeks to go to Germany, end of September or end of November, and then next week by to the US. So the reorders will not be here before February or March 24.
Oh, wow.
If you want to have it before Christmas, then it would be really good that we get the pre-orders before we decide how many we are going to ship to the US.
Wow, that's very interesting, because in the US, especially at our company, a week or 2 weeks before we get the shipment, people are already calling us. Where's my shipment? I need my train. I need my train. So make sure you get your pre-order in, because as Rene said, they're only going to ship a certain amount to America first. So if you want that first batch, which all train collectors do,
gotta have it.
To be the first order in every time.
So they wait till the last minute, and then it's sometimes too late.
That's right.
I don't know if we can work out the logistics, but we did one before with a 3-location, 3 live event. When you were in New York, I was here, and Rene was at Pico, China, our factory. That's where he's headed. We might be able, if it works out, might be able to get a little short segment from Pico, China, as these things are in production. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
that would be cool.
Yeah, we're going to use this. I think in end of October, middle of October, we start.
Yeah.
And I will be there, so maybe I will make a video or so, and we can connect each other.
Yeah. I remember the last time that you did video that, and your factory is amazing. It's so clean and organized and disciplined. It's just, wow. It was very impressive to see how they work in another country type of thing. It's, you can make anything. That's for sure.
You need a clean factory, good organized. Only by this you get good quality and you get a neat product out of it.
Yeah. What radius track is that engine?
What
radius track is that, Ian?
I'm sure it's good for 22. These trucks have a lot of pivot to them. We will have to do some final testing.
What's the track power
to see what will operate on?
The R1.
Okay. Oh.
I don't know, but I guess normally we do this.
Okay.
Always for R1.
Pico R2 is
R2
smaller than any Americans have, so that's 16 inches. So
I think it looks like R2, not R1.
Okay. 16-inch radius is that's pretty amazing for a huge loco like this.
Well, let's not promise it yet. Let me know, and we'll update the computer.
Yeah,
but very
I think
cool.
most people that are gonna buy these have layouts with bigger. So he's gonna try and put it on our track here and push it around.
And quite honestly, this is going to be one of those collection pieces, Tony.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think this is going to be one of those collector items. When your HO collector is still going 50 years from now, they're going to do a HO collector on this piece.
On this piece, no, very much so. And you can't just buy one. We haven't said this yet, Jonathan, but you can't just buy one because they generally always operated in sets of 3. So if you're gonna commit to it, buy 3.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And particularly when they were new, the 3 Southern Pacific locos operated almost all the time together, frequently with a dynamometer car when they were testing them, but they kept them pretty much together. So you can certainly see them in the same scene with those F units and GP9s and all that, but they probably would be all together on one train. So yep.
Good point. Good selling
point. Absolutely. So, and you get 3 of those for way less than the price of one of the brass models that can't be found. So so.
Very cool. And Tony, you also had a HO Pico starter set as well.
Yes, I don't know if we talked about that one yet, but and are those out yet? Have you got those in stock?
Talking about the Amtrak?
Yeah, we just got this is pretty recent for these HO starter sets, and the Pico HO starter sets are unbelievable. Not many people know about it in America yet, but their track is unbelievable.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's so detailed, really nice. And they just came out with this Amtrak set. Wow! Don't break it, Tony. Don't break it.
No, you can unscrew that. You can unscrew the track and take it out. This is what I use for my test track right now. I've got 2 loops of this, and that comes in. This is that Pico set. Look at that, perfect to wrap and put under the tree. And there's the review. I can show you the pictures of what comes in it. This was in August, Model Railroad News.
You can wrap it up again, Tony. Going to be surprised.
But see, you get the whole thing of track. It just snaps right in. The controller, the interior in the car. I mean, it's a wonderful set. And Ken Jr., you've got there's 2 add-on cars, so you can make this train any length you want. And I think, when you think of these starter sets now, a starter set could cost so much. I think your price is under $200. Am I right?
Yeah. Pico actually has very affordable prices, and I think this is what's great about Rene, Pico, and the whole Pico team. They want to get people into the hobby, and they have a lot of great trains, that are really premium trains that you get at a great price point. And these starter sets are really perfect. And you got that set, HO
$199
for 200.
Yeah, 200 with the track and everything. It's
track
a
transformer. We better not talk this up so Rene could raise the price on it. He may change his mind. It's such a good deal. It's really...
and people are already thinking holidays, and that's always I get asked over and over. Well, what's a set? What and you've got them. You got them in stock. Here it is, $200. It's a neat Amtrak train. Everything you need to get going. So
I know the European trains, a lot of people shy away from them, but when you're traveling overseas, Rene actually picks out some of the iconic, global trains. I mean, this is the Renfe, which my father and I actually rode when we were abroad. The ice train from Germany. And these are the most popular trains that are throughout the world, and they sell them as starter sets, and they're at a great price point, and they're totally unique. Very cool, high speed trains.
I sent this is funny, Jonathan. You get a laugh out of this. My sister and her husband were over in Italy on a business vacation last week, and I asked her. They said we're taking the train to, I forget where it was. Remember I sent you the pictures, Ken? They went to, I think, and they went to Sicily at the end of the trip. But they're on the train, and I said, send me a picture of the train. So she sends me the platform with people standing there, and there's no train. And then I said, well, how is the train? Oh, the bathrooms are much nicer than Amtrak. It's like, okay, you're not helping me at all. But they had a wonderful time. Yeah, picture of the train. So all I get is people standing around a platform. What's the train like? I mean, is it electric? What is it? I don't know, but the bathrooms are better than Amtrak. And then she sends me pictures of all the food she's eating while she's there. It's like, oh, please stop. I mean, oh yeah.
When my father and I went to Germany, and we actually saw Rene that time at the Rene with the famous toy fair, Spielmetze.
Nuremberg.
Yeah, yes, the Nuremberg trade show, and we took the ice train there, and we snuck up front, and we got as close the closest tickets up front, and it's like a spaceship in there. It's just wild. It was the highlight of the trip, other than seeing and meeting Rene over there. It was just totally amazing. So Pico does a lot of these unique trains. We do carry some of these starter sets, and Pico is now making some American starter sets, as well as this HO Woodcomb. This we saw in N scale, but this is the HO scale version, and really neat. They did a really great job on this.
Jonathan, how soon do we expect that there's what black undecorated, and then the Atlantic coastline in HO? We mentioned the N scale are pretty soon. How close are the HO run of these?
They're here. That's
okay. All right, great.
Yeah. Undecked black and 2 road numbers ACL, well 70 and 71. And those locos are a little bit different in the decorations, so we didn't just slap a road number on the same paint scheme.
And the Maryland Midland, when is the Maryland Midland due?
That's in stock as well.
Okay.
World, yeah.
They go out so fast, and then I say, where are they?
Yeah.
Very neat. The Atlantic coastline just came in. It's probably only a couple of weeks or under a month, and also the undeck as well. But this is the U.S. Army transport version. It's really neat.
Fantastic.
And the USATC Army Transportation Corps and HO does have the European couplers, but we offer the snap-in Pico knuckle couplers that are fully KD compatible. All the other versions, all the American paint schemes have knuckle couplers and the closed-in beams, body mount knuckle couplers. So nothing to convert there. But either way.
And really nice, yeah. When I did that Maryland Midland review a year or so back, I laid out all the pictures of the different couplers, because all that comes in the box for those. And that's such a neat little switcher, that blue with the orange. I love that.
Yeah. Question: the HO sound system, does it sound like the N scale one also?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the latest firmware in our decoder, fully updated decoder. So the new versions, the ACL and the undeck, are the exact same firmware as the N scale version.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think people should just buy it for the sound. That sound, like Tony says, is a great sound on a diesel. Totally different. Totally different.
We use smaller electrons in N scale.
See, we're getting the inside story, as we always do, Ken. Smaller electrons. Make a note of that.
That's it. And and before we start wrapping up tonight, I saw a comment, Ken Jr., any raffles for tonight? And I went out back and I grabbed something. We display Pico trains in our window, so everybody gets to see them. So this week we rotated the trains, so we got a sun faded Pico box that we're gonna raffle off a train. So put in hashtag I love Pico and the state you're from, and we'll pick out a winner. This is a Union Pacific ore car, very nice Pico G scale freight car, so really nice. So hashtag Pico hashtag I love Pico and the state you're from. And we will also raffle off Garden Trains Annual. And this one do a hashtag I love Tony and the state you're from. So I love Pico and I love Tony. So we're going to do 2 raffles tonight. And Jonathan said, don't worry, we'll just bill Rene. So it's okay. But very cool. Very cool. So we'll get those 2 raffles going out, and we'll pick out a winner tomorrow and we'll ship them out. But lots of great stuff. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Something for everybody with all the different scales and the different prototypes, and amazing. Yeah.
Rene and Jonathan, you guys are just cooking out product. I saw a lot of comments that the HO models they want in G scale, and some of the G scale models they want in HO and N scale now. So I think you're gonna have to just start making one product and do it across every single scale.
Maybe so. We've got a copy machine that'll zoom in and out for you. I don't know if that works.
Well, to all our customers out there, us at Train World want to thank you for very much to be loyal customers and good friends of ours. And to Jonathan and Rene, you're good friends forever, and you just do the right thing. And Tony, my son says you're an encyclopedia, which is amazing. I don't know much about the trains as far as playing with them or the history of them, but if I got a question, I'm coming to you. That's for sure.
Anytime.
And shop trainworld.com. And Ken, you take it from here.
Yeah, a lot of great things. All your Pico trains we carry, you could get them at trainworld.com. Tony Cook, the Garden trains with White River Productions, you could go to their website and grab a copy. Also subscribe to the Model Train
Model Railroad
News. I'm getting confused now. And Model Train Resource, check him out. And I want to give a huge thank you to Dr. Rene Wilfer, the CEO of Pico Trains. He always makes himself available for us. He's a great friend. We really appreciate him. And also Jonathan for making all this happen. And Jonathan is like my I don't know. I speak to him all the time, every day. I speak to him more than my mother. so thank you, Jonathan. I really
don't tell mommy that.
Yeah. So
you can talk to him as long as you want.
Let these guys say what they got to say, and it's they deserve it. They're just amazing. All you guys are amazing.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we couldn't do it without Train World and without all the customers. We really appreciate you, and we look forward to bringing you more things. Let us know what you want too. Keep the suggestions coming.
Yep. Halloween locomotive. Ken Sr. gave you $1 million idea tonight.
Okay, he's gonna want a royalty on that, I know.
What's the minimum quantity?
How deep is your pocket? We'll make it happen for you. Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Well, thank you, everyone, and have a great night. And thank you for watching.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Good time and have fun with Pico.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye now. Good night.